Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of uh, college football talk. I guess there's no name for this here. We're doing um, today. We're just going to talk about a few top five, top three lists that we had in our minds. I know Casey found a list of uh, top five traditions, and we all took a look at it. And we all had a good laugh about it. So we got into that. I wanted to bring up like some of our favorite players or hated players throughout the SEC that aren't necessarily on our team, our respective teams. So yeah, let's just get right into it. I want to. Casey, you want to go ahead with that list that you saw?
Yeah, it was let's see, number five, they had the wave at Iowa, which I didn't even know what that was. I had to look into it. Apparently it's like a children, like they're waving to like children's hospital patients. So I guess it's a good cause or whatever, but I wouldn't consider it one of the most notable
No.
college football positions.
No.
And then
It took
the
me a minute to realize what you
the
were
Buffalo
talking.
run.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Then they had the Buffalo run at Colorado, which I guess is cool. And it's a Buffalo. I tried to look up to see if there was any like bloopers or like anyone got like ran over by a buffalo or anything, and there wasn't any. So that one went down on my list. There was no bloopers. I was like, the buffalo had to get loose one time, didn't he? But apparently, no footage of it ever happening. What else they had? They had Howard's Rock, Clemson. They had forgetting one. Trying to think of what it was. I know the dotting the
Was
I.
it not Fire 5?
What's
Dotting
that?
the I was one of them.
Yeah, dotting the I was number one.
Okay.
And I can't remember what number like 3 was.
Let me pull it up real quick. Oh, number 3 was Army and Navy, the cadet.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Cadet march.
I can understand that one, but I've just honestly never cared less about.
Yeah.
You know,
It's brownie points, man. That and the wave is only like a 4 or 5 year old tradition. So it's like those two are very like I don't even know what to make of those. Those aren't the Army Navy is more of a tradition because that's been going on for a long time.
yeah.
But it's not something that like college football season goes by and I have to at least like see that. You know what I mean? It has to show up in my ESPN highlights or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
So anyway, we went ahead and made our top 5 traditions list. And of course we're SEC homers. So I'm sure there's gonna be some SEC traditions, but there'll probably be a lot of notable deep traditions on other teams. So Matt, you want to give us your number 5?
My number 5, I had a top 3, but then we were talking before the video. You brought up some other good ones that I completely forgot about, and I'd say my number 5 was probably Texas A&M's chant that they do before every game. Yeah. I would say that's a lot of fun to see. Texas A&M definitely be a fun place to go watch a game at.
Absolutely, yeah. That Friday night cadet, I think they call it cadet chant. I can't remember. They have the male cheerleaders out there, but they do. It is pretty cool to see on a Friday night, like the stadium half full, and them sitting there doing the chants, getting fired up for a big game. They also do a giant bonfire. I think that's for the Texas game. So
yeah,
cool. It's a good addition to the SEC. Matt, go ahead. Casey, go ahead with your number 5.
Yeah, my number 5 is the Penn State whiteout. It's just a cool scene at night to see being literally the entire stadium whited out. You literally can't find a single person who didn't abide by the didn't get the memo. You know, it's just that's a great atmosphere.
Yeah, when they get that, I'll go ahead and say my number 5 is also the whiteout at Penn State. Zombie Nation, when they get that revved up, I love how they have the S, the like 30 something fans that wore Navy that night. But it's just incredible. It's like it's almost like their away team doesn't even exist. The way that at least the way the ESPN broadcasts that game, it's pretty crazy to see the entire Happy Valley. Over 100,000 fans just all wearing white and fired up for a game.
Yeah.
All right. I'll go with number 4. I love it when that Native American fella runs out there on that horse and throws that spear into the ground. I mean, obviously Florida State's our rival. That's probably one of the coolest traditions I've ever seen. When they get a night game with Florida or Clemson coming to town, and that stadium's packed and rocking, there's a big hype, top 10 matchup, and that Seminole comes running out there. I mean, the place is nuts. It's definitely one of the top bucket list venues I want to go see when they go out there and they throw that spear in the ground. What about you, Matt? What's your number 4?
Well, something similar to yours there at Florida State. You just got to go out west for it, SC, when they have the Trojan come out to the middle of the field and just jab their sword into the middle of the field. It's pretty similar. And I think that's really cool too. I mean, I hate USC with a passion, but I would still love to go out there to the Coliseum and check out a game. It'd be really cool to see.
Yeah, it is a pretty dope moment whenever he's got that little lance and just sit straight in the ground. Sick as heck.
Yeah.
Casey?
My number 4 is the wagon or the carriage at Oklahoma.
Mm.
I don't know. It's just an iconic scene, like one of the most notable traditions I can think of. And you got some good bloopers for that one. Like sometimes they try to make a sharp turn on that carriage and down they go.
I wonder who they got riding those things, because it seems like they've always got like a guest or a cheerleader or somebody in there that's doing it. And it's like, is this guy even qualified to sit there and ride one of those?
Yeah.
Jesus. Yeah, that is hilarious when the scooter goes flying over.
Boomer schooner.
Yes, sir. Casey, you want to give us our number 3?
My number 3, I think, was the Florida State, the Seminole spear throw as well.
Yeah.
It's so iconic.
Yeah. Just a spear on fire. Just Seminole comes in on the horse.
Yeah.
Slams it down, and it's lit.
Yeah, exactly. Matt?
My number 3, I had the Longhorn out at Texas when he runs out of the tunnel with the team. I think that's really cool. And for some reason, you can't find the Colorado bloopers, but you can find the Texas bloopers with the Longhorn, because Justin sent me one right after that, back when Texas and Georgia played in the Sugar Bowl, and the Stag went after Uga there on the sideline. That was pretty funny.
What a dumb thing for them to do. Let's put this bulldog right next to a bull thing. I mean, I don't know if there's any truth to the whole red. Like, bulls get mad about red. I think they just get mad about motion. But like a little squirrely little animal right outside its cage, of course it's gonna get freaked, go ham. That was one of the funniest parts of that whole bowl season.
Yeah.
My number 3 is the knife time at Death Valley. I think that's one of again, this is probably a lot of this is Florida been here, but to see Florida go into LSU And whenever the sun goes down and that guy gets on there and says the sun is now setting in the western sky and it is nighttime in Death Valley. It's just like the whole ambiance of the whole situation. It comes alive. Like LSU is already a crazy place to watch a ball game. If you got the tailgating's insane, fans are drunk as skunks. The food's incredible, and just to have that guy get on there to call. I've never seen it in person where a night game. I've seen a nooner down there when I was a little boy. I hardly remember it, but it's crazy atmosphere, fun atmosphere. I would love to go back and hear that and get ready for a night game in Death Valley.
Yeah.
All right, Matt, you want to start us off on number 2?
Number 2, Casey, I've got your boys, the Auburn Tigers. I like it when you guys let the eagle fly around the stadium right before the kickoff. I think that's really cool. Just something that a lot of tradition and goes with your war cry, war eagle, and just seeing that big ass eagle flying around is pretty cool.
Absolutely. Casey?
Yeah, that's mine as well. Mine's not really in any particular order. I had a hard time like ranking them. It was just 5 that I felt were most notable. Yeah, of course, being an Auburn fan, it would be criminal if I wouldn't put the Eagle on here. So yeah, that's my number 2 as well.
Yeah. That is no lie. My number 2 as well. It's just so crazy. I mean, the first time I ever saw it was in 2004 versus Georgia, and it was insane to see that Eagle fly around. And I know, Casey, we missed it. We went back down there for the Mississippi State game, but we're going back down there sometime soon. We're definitely going to be in stands by the time that War Eagle goes off. I even forgot about it. To be honest with you, we were so busy getting prepared to go into the game that I completely forgot to get in there for one of the craziest, most iconic scenes. And I like it how they switch up between like the black eagle and the bald eagle for some games.
Yeah.
It's so dope. Like the whole crowd's going nuts, and it's just incredible that you have a giant bird just flying around the stadium. It doesn't get spooked about any of that stuff. All right, I'm going to give you my number 1 because it's probably one of the lowest ones. But of course, being a Gator fan, I got to mention it. Is the Florida-Georgia tailgate. I mean, that's probably. I mean, it's not football season until Georgia and Florida play each other. Having both of those teams down there in Jacksonville with both fan bases getting together, just get sloppy drunk together. I mean, the world's largest cocktail party. And then run into the stands and just absolutely hate each other. Second the ball gets kicked off. It's just one of the funnest parts. And it's really what SEC football and college football is all about, in my opinion. Is, you be at the tailgate, you can have your fun, and get drunk together and have a good time together. But then when you walk into that stadium, that person's your best friend, neighbor, family member. They're your most hated person on planet Earth during that 60 minutes. So
yeah,
it's definitely way up there for me. Matt?
My number 1 would have to be the Penn State wideout. I think it's really awesome seeing that. I think the last wideout I saw was when they played Ohio State a few years ago, when Ohio State was number 1. And James Franklin messed up a last second call that could end up winning them the game. And you could actually go out on YouTube and hear some of the fans criticize him, and he's mouthing off with them the entire time. It's hilarious. He was like, "Thank you for your fucking support," when they told him they should have passed instead of ran. So
it's wild what you can hear when you're close to the sideline or you hear a video on the sideline. Like, these coaches don't play around. I got a funny one time with you guys about Matt's old Kentucky's old football coach, what he would say on the sideline. Like, it was priceless. Like, the perception versus reality is just comedy for some of these coaches. Go ahead, Casey. Give us your number 1.
Yeah, ESPN had Howard's Rock on there. I don't know if they were really alluding to this, but I was thinking more just like Clemson's entrance as a whole, just like running down the hill with like the balloons coming up and everything. Like,
Mhm.
I think that's just a lit scene, and Death Valley, the other Death Valley is a lit atmosphere.
Yeah.
That's my number one.
Yeah, it's definitely worth seeing. Me and my dad went down there in 2007 when they were playing Boston College and Matt Ryan, a night game down there, and it was bananas. I mean, it was hard to distinguish them versus Auburn or Alabama on a Saturday kind of feel where everybody is just packing the stadium, and it's life, it's religion down there. All right, well, that's it for that top 5 tradition. I think we're just gonna cut this one short and do the other video. If you like what you guys are seeing, make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, and also in the comment section, drop us some of your favorite traditions. Tell us some of the ones that you missed. Tell us what you think about that ESPN list. I know it was pretty pretty out there for most of us, college football, at least in our corner of the world in the SEC. So, but yeah, just stay tuned for the next episode 29. We'll be breaking down some of our favorite players and most hated players. I'm sure you guys are going to want to tune in to see that. Probably relive some of that juju you guys had about them. All right, guys. See you in the next one.